1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon. Oh,
I'd have thought somebody of his quality would want to go to, either Spain, Italy, Germany, France, or else here in the Premier League. I don't suppose he'd go to another Premier League club, although you never know. So this is the dilemma that managers and coaches have to manage. That's what they're paid for, I guess. That you're going to have players, certainly in the top clubs, who are going to want to, and the other clubs who are going to want to play. Now, I think I said earlier that Villa have bought Tammy Abrahams, and I think when he was at Chelsea, he was a regular, but again, I think he was rotated quite a bit, which eventually, I think, made him think, well, I might as well go somewhere else, which is what he did. So he's coming back to Villa. Now, you've got to say, whose place is he going to take? Is this going to threaten Ollie Watkins' place? I don't think it would threaten Morgan, whatever his name is. What's his name? Morgan Rogers. I think he's an established person, often playing out on the channel there. But somebody will have to give way to, in what is at the moment a very successful Villa team, someone's got to give way to accommodate someone coming in who, whatever we think, we'd like to think he's going to be playing regular football. Now, presumably he would have confirmed that before he signed any contract. So it will be interesting to see how Aston Villa, sort of still currently about third, I think, how they manage that situation, because you don't want to develop unhappy footballers because they make an unhappy squad and all that goes with that. So it is a difficult one. I'm surprised that Marmoush is going to go or wants to go where he's going. And I think it's a shame that Manchester City would lose someone like that. But that could be partly, again, why Pep Guardiola did put him in on Saturday, to try and quell his desires a bit. But I don't think Marmoush will be satisfied. He'll think, well, of course, he's resting Erling Haaland simply for the Champions League. It's a dilemma. And as I say, it's one that managers are highly paid to manage, and you can't always manage it successfully. Some players want to say, sorry, I want to play regular football every week. But that is difficult. Say Eberechi Eze, great player, gone to Arsenal, and he's not getting regular game time in the league. No. So what's that going to do? If it's like that for the rest of the season, will he rethink his strategy and think, well, actually, I want to go to a club, ideally a Champions League club, who play in that league, so I can get regular games. If I don't, I can't be considered internationally or other whatever, Ballon d'Or, who knows what.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I think it's a dilemma. It's a dilemma people have.
It's a dilemma, yeah. Wow. Okay. Now, in a press interview, the manager, Pep Guardiola, was being asked about Haaland. They say, how is Haaland? He didn't start the last match. How is he doing? And this is Pep Guardiola's answer. You're going to laugh at this. I didn't have dinner with him yesterday, so I don't know.
That's a good answer by Pep, isn't it? I'm not my brother's keeper, or words to that effect, I expect, is what he's saying. How is he doing? And it's almost of no concern to the manager anyway. I mean, unless you're talking about an injury or a player who thinks going to ask for a transfer, he's saying, well, I don't know, how's your mother-in-law doing? I mean, you could come back with an answer like that, couldn't you, really? He's not his brother's keeper, and I think that sums that up to me.
It'd be funny if he says that in the next interview when he's been asked about a player. I'll be like, he stole it from my bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, there's something that he said about
say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, three beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro sometimes joins us on the show.
Bernardo Silva. And it just made me wonder. And it's not something that I've looked at. I've not looked at the statistics. We never paid. Well, I never paid attention to Bernardo Silva. We always look at the big players, don't we? Like, well, he's a big player as well, but we always look at the ones that are always in the limelight. You know, like the ones that or even the ones that are controversial. But here's what he said about Bernardo Silva. He says Bernardo Silva is never injured. He has amazing genes. It does not need a massage to recover. How is a player never injured? Never.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I saw something that Pep said a few weeks ago as well about Bernardo Silva. That because he's made him his captain. I don't know whether he's the captain every week, but I think he has been lately. He seems a bit of an unlikely captain for the reason you've said. He's not one of the spectacular, well-known, famous players everybody talks about. He's almost like a ferret. He's a short little guy, isn't he? And he's working really hard in the underbelly of the team, in the engine room, really. And I think Pep probably feels that he's almost indispensable. Now, no footballer is indispensable to his team, but if anyone gets near it, he does. And I've often been surprised because he's been playing there for some years. If you remember his namesake, David Silva, I think in Spanish, who was hailed as one of the great midfield players of our time, and he was obviously brilliant. But there were two Silvas in the team, and but long since David Silva went, Bernardo is still there as captain. And when you watch him, when I heard or read whatever Pep said that a few weeks ago about he's made him captain because he's always there, he's always in the right place. It's just something about him, like he's got an engine, a great engine, that I sort of, the last couple of times I've watched him, I've particularly kept an eye out for him. And yes, what I suppose I've always seen, he's someone who ferrets around. He comes up all over the pitch, really. He'll often be back there in defence, sort of able to take a pass or a saving tackle, as well as being up there in attack. I would say, he wouldn't say it of many players, but I think he's a bit unique, Bernardo Silva, because he is quite physically, he's not a big guy, is he? He's very small. Now, that doesn't disqualify someone from being a good footballer, but you often think someone's got to have a bit of meat about them to cope with the massive physical demands of Premier League football.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, three beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on